What's the biggest hold my beer moment you've seen from someone over 70? My neighbor Betty was 73 and just wanted to enjoy her lake house quietly. But every single weekend, these three college guys would show up on jet skis right off her dock, blasting music so loud you could hear it 3 houses down. They'd do tricks, drink beer, and basically turn her peaceful spot into their personal party zone. Betty tried asking them nicely the first time. She walked down to the water and politely explained that she liked to read on her porch and the noise was making it impossible. They laughed and said sorry but kept doing it. The second time, she was less nice about it. She told them they were being disrespectful and to find somewhere else to party. The third time, she got creative. She waterproofed a note and tied it to a buoy right where they always parked their jet skis. The note basically said, "Please be more considerate of the people who live here." When they found it, they read it out loud, laughed their asses off, and one of them yelled across the water, "You don't own the lake, Granny!" That was their mistake. What these idiots didn't know was that Betty used to compete in amateur water racing back in the 70s. She had a whole shelf of trophies in her garage from speedboat competitions. Her knees weren't great anymore, but her arms still remembered every throttle move and her balance was still perfect. That Sunday morning, while the guys were setting up their usual chaos with coolers and speakers, Betty made a phone call to her nephew Danny, who owned a marina about 10 miles away. She asked if she could borrow his racing jet ski for the day. Danny thought she was joking at first, but when he realized she was serious, he just said, "Don't go too hard, Aunt Betty. That thing's got serious power." At exactly 2 p.m., right when the bros were getting their party started, Betty walked out of her house wearing a full black wetsuit, strapped on some goggles, and climbed onto Danny's jet ski like she was suiting up for war. The 3 guys noticed her and started pointing and laughing. One of them shouted, "Look, Granny's gonna take a little boat ride." They were cracking up, filming her with their phones, probably thinking they'd get some funny content of an old lady struggling with a jet ski. Then Betty hit the throttle. She absolutely flew past them doing perfect donuts around their jet skis. The spray from her wake was so massive, it knocked one guy completely off his board. Then she did something that made my jaw drop. She launched off a wave and did a full 360 in the air before landing smooth as butter. The bros tried to chase her. They couldn't even get close. Betty was weaving between them, cutting them off, doing figure eights around their jet skis like they were standing still. At one point, she reached down into the water while speeding past and yanked their Bluetooth speaker right out like a shark grabbing prey. The entire shoreline was watching by now. People came out of their houses, kids were cheering from docks, and someone was definitely filming everything. Betty kept going for another 10 minutes, doing tricks these college guys could only dream of, making them look like complete amateurs on their own turf. Finally, she pulled up to her dock, parked the jet ski like it was nothing, took off her goggles, and calmly said, "Maybe next year you boys should try a quieter lake." The 3 guys just sat there in the water, looking like they'd been hit by a truck. They packed up their stuff and left without saying a word. The video someone took went completely viral. Millions of views with comments like, "Don't mess with Grandma," and "Betty is a legend." But honestly, Betty didn't care about going viral. The best part was that those guys never came back.